Hi, this is Ryan with CHOQ, and today we're here with our Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. Matt Dorsey, to talk about Shilajit, Ayurveda's legendary adaptogen. If you like these videos, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you can get the latest information on herbs and natural living from our channel. Stick around for a coupon code to save at CHOQ.com. Okay, Dr. Matt, what is Shilajit?
Okay, so technically it is an herbo-mineral exudate, which in English means it's the result of the breakdown over long periods of times of plants and then them interacting with minerals from rocks. And it's actually extracted from mountains such as the Himalayas.
Okay, so to give people a visual, what does it look like when it's harvested?
Basically like a black tar or a powder.
Okay, and you mentioned something earlier. You said that it's nicknamed tar in a jar.
Oh, so tar in a jar, yeah, and there's a lot of different Shilajits out there. And many of them come in like a tar form, you know, and which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
The thing is that there's so many sort of Shilajits that are completely untested and somewhat unsafe that we call them the tar in a jar type Shilajits. And again, if you get Shilajit in a jar and it looks like a tar, it's not always a bad thing. The thing is that there's so many companies selling these random tars in jars that are totally untested. And the thing about Shilajit you have to be really careful with is that it tends to accumulate heavy metals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So vetting a product is really important.
Extremely important, yeah.
So what are some things on labels that we can check for to make sure that we're getting a really high quality product?
Yeah, for sure. Well, the first thing would be, you could ask and say, is this Shilajit, is it lab verified? Right. So
lab verified.
So on our website, if you go to the CHOQ website, you can actually see the certificate of analysis from the company and the heavy metal levels and all the different testing that's done to verify that different compounds are or are not in there in the right amounts, basically.
Okay.
So I would ask a company, is this lab verified? And then also, is there research that proves its efficacy for different things, like, for example, healthy hormone balance or other things like mood or focus, things like that.
Okay, before we go any further, am I even saying this correctly? Is it Shilajit or Shilajit?
You're saying it totally wrong.
Oh, man.
No, we're both saying it wrong. So I still say Shilajit just because that's kind of the common parlance, you know? But it should be actually said Shilajit.
Okay.
If we want to be totally asininely correct about it.
Are we kind of Americanizing it?
Right, we're Americanizing it, but that's also how everybody says it. So it's sort of like, I say it knowing that it's wrong. So because I know that it's wrong, it's like semi-okay.
Semi-acceptable.
Right, but if we had an Ayurvedic practitioner here, like a friend of mine, she would say, no, it's definitely Shilajit.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Well, we'll say for now both are acceptable. Right. And for the sake of time, just to get us back on track, who could really benefit from this?
Yeah. Anyone who needs an adaptogen, right? Adaptogens, again, like we've talked about in some of the other videos, tend to be compounds that provide whole body balance, but it's specifically help with healthy energy levels, healthy mood, healthy focus, and healthy hormone balance.
Okay.
But Shilajit, on a scientific level, it helps with mitochondrial function. It actually enhances the activity of CoQ10, both if you take CoQ10 as a supplement or the CoQ10 that your body naturally makes. So it does help with mitochondrial health. It also helps with healthy hormone synthesis and overall just energy levels, basically, and mood and focus.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you've answered pretty much all of my questions, maybe and then some on Shilajit. But let's talk a little bit about the CHOQ products that contain this. You guys have a really great quality. Is there anything that people should know about taking this or timing of taking this?
Yeah, so we have a standalone Shilajit, and then we also have the CHOQ Daily, which is a men's product that has the same full dose, 500 milligrams of Shilajit. We do use the 500 milligram dose because the company who we source it through actually has 8 clinical studies on it, and typically they use around 500 milligrams in many of these studies. So we like to dose stuff according to the clinical research.
Sure,
basically.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure. So both of those. So for the men's supplement, it's going to be the CHOQ Daily. And then just the standalone Shilajit, that's one of our best sellers. And typically 1 a day is just really all you need.
Great.
You know, you could potentially experiment with more, but 500 milligrams a day is a pretty solid dose.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if people want more info, there's a blog?
Absolutely, yeah. We actually have a couple different blogs, one that I did and then one that another one of our formulators did. And you can just go to CHOQ.com, check out the blog, and you can just type in Shilajit and learn all about the science and sort of the background behind it. And then also a little bit more about the kind of legend aspect of like okay, this is how classical Ayurveda looks at it as well. So we try to have a nice blend of like, this is how classical practitioners of different healing arts have looked at it, and respecting their language, right? But at the same time looking at the hard science, like what does this do in the mitochondria, et cetera, right? So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So much info.
Nice balance there.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, well, thanks so much for taking the time to explain all of this, and we'll send people to CHOQ.com for more. Use these coupon codes over at CHOQ.com, and thanks for liking and subscribing.